Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to VR Master League here on channel Uno. I am Palidore, don't you know, and we are ready to start here with another stream, our second one here on VRML of the NA Evening Times. We'll have some more along the way as well coming up. This match in the Silver Division here. Omega Cosmonauts as well as the Orbits. So we're getting ready to go. On Channel 2, we also have a match right now between Hunter and Digital. So you got a couple choices wherever you are, whoever you are. You're in the right place, the right time, rest assured. So, yeah, welcome to the chat hidden, as well as Gone Dash. We're getting to it. In a dash. So, first joust for Omega Cosmonauts getting the tap, but Orbits will get the disc. Kazi with said disc. It's going to swing a few different directions where the players meet each other in that trap. And hello, Zoid, Lil Zoid. Well, I did it again. Zold. Oh boy. I'm sorry. I know that gets old, doesn't it? Anyway. Too old for Zold, but anyways, we're back into the match and first time seeing me cast. Shocking, almost. I guess I haven't been on VRML 1 as much this season. I've been on a lot of the other channels, but, you know. First of many then. So welcome. First time I've seen hidden chat. Alright, so into the tunnel. It's grabbed by Facade here. Facade sending that clear, actually a pass rather, but maybe head's not quite up, but the rebound will be there. The shot ever so slowly off of the stun, thanks from Kazi, to Kazi, as they lose the handles, and Polo will send it to Drummel. Now that's going to be sent up here to the top. Taken by DePolo from that side wall. So for the Orbits, they are coming in at a 5-5 record. And as a matter of fact, so are the Cosmonauts here in the North American Silver Division. Silver 1, that is to say. So either team, one team is going to have a positive win rate after this one. The other team, well, one down. That said, Mr. Mint, hands down, but not the goal down. A rebound will be had by Dolo, and Main from the close range gets the first goal to go for Omega. And I see it's hidden from Europe. Well, that would make some more sense then. Haven't been able to cast as many European games as I would like, admittedly. Mainly because I'm a bit of a night owl here in North America, so I get the OCE games and say the goal was open there, but you'll see me on there sometimes, OCE and then NA in evenings, and then by the time I'm done streaming for the night, usually that's right around middle afternoon of Europe, I suppose. So that would be why. But yeah, maybe you'll see more of me soon. Facade with a disc here, bringing it up the floor, and that's a pass right above the reach of Snake, unfortunately. So Snakeaboo missing that one. But will be Dolomane grabbing said disc back to the midfield on an attempted reset. Team's trying to find their rhythms, just a little bit. And there's a little Mitt, Mr. Mitt from the shoulder, and Mitt couldn't quite hit, but a good attempt nonetheless. 3 minutes off the clock here so far in the first round. Now for those also curious, we do have more matches later on tonight. We'll have in 1 hour from now, over on channel 2, Monologue and Team Pain, and hold that thought because trying to deal some pain into the goal but losing that disc, and that'll be cleared right through midfield. But yeah, Monologue versus Team Pain on channel 2, then a pretty anticipated match in about 2 hours from right now on channel 1. That'll be Flare versus the Los Angeles Destroyers. Flare, a returning team in a sense by namesake, full of very high level master caliber players against the Destroyers, who are indeed master caliber players in their own right. Just saw them in the Challengers Cup. So just getting lost here a bit as they siphon back and forth throughout this lane. That'll be a very close goal off a clear. Rebound though from Snake, and Snake with a swing through. Snakeaboo. 4 points now for Omega Cosmonauts. About a minute 48 off the clock since that last goal. Launching out on the second offensive joust of this round. King Killer trying to send it way deep down, but that's going to be a very tough grab as Facade will take it back, looking to approach once again here on some offense. Maybe make it 3 in a row. A take from Dolomane, however, will get them the disc and right to Mitt. The defense is playing rather tight, but that said, a nice shield from Snakeaboo. Just scored that last goal, maybe about to do so once more. A grab and a grab back. A lot of steals, but back to the midfield and into the deep blue. Dolo is there with some time to spare. Now Dolo has Mr. Mitt attached, maybe looking for a dribble play, but good job by Drummel and Polo to drum up some stuns. Playing a little water polo back there, I suppose, but will be Kazi with a disc. Kazi to King. King on a clear attempt as well. I think for the Orbits here, if they can get some of their stacks going on, because you see that disc floating around there in the midfield, but like these two players right here, if they can stack together, or Polo and Kazi as the case may be, you know, using the speed to their advantage to maybe get their first points here soon. Otherwise, it's going to be Facade with the wide eyes on the wide goal. 6 points, uncontested thus far. Now that said, we do get a pause, so timeout taken to address one issue or the other, or maybe just to discuss some strategy. Either or. I'll see where they go with that. And again, over on Channel 2 as well, we do have a match between Hunter and Digital. That's being casted by Retapworm. Newton Dad on the cams. But for those joining me here tonight on Channel 1, appreciate you. Again, I'll be joining Newton Dad as well later on in the evening. Though we continue to pick out games, about an hour apart on the spread here between matches. Now see, on a normal season, we do like to obviously take as many matches as we can, and normally if I'm streaming on VRML 2 or 3, I'll also do that. I'll take in a lot of matches 30 minutes apart just to try and get as many as possible. But on that note, though, because of the tactical timeouts becoming an increasingly used thing, not to mention all the round 3s that we've actually had on so many of these streams as of late, at least on my end. But due to that, it's a bit less easy to take those 30-minute apart matches anymore like we used to in the first few seasons. So we still try. Definitely the schedules get rather packed and rather tight, so you'll see some delays at times. But either or, a lot of teams here in VRML, 400 teams just about, and try to get as many as we can. But new teams, new players every week, it seems like. That said, with Snakeaboo here on this joust, they're going to have the disc back. Mr. Mitz on this approach. Great pass to Snakeaboo. Snakeaboo just underneath the defense. That's 4 players, a 2-on-4. So that was going to be a tough score any way you cut it, but attempting to make something happen there on the offense. Kazi there with a very snazzy stack, and now a short boost down the floor. Polo just within reach. So Polo eyeing down that goal, has a few cutters, potentially goes to the backboard play, rebounded up high by King Killer. King trying to kill them, and now Kazi with a takeaway into the goal. 2-point play. They're within 4 points. Still some time to burn. 3.5 minutes to be precise-ish. Welcome to Brody also in the chat, stopping into the stream. Welcome to it. Glad to have you. Hope your evening is going well. Or morning, in case of if you're EU, but either or. Good to see you, good to see you. Mr. Mitt on this launch is going to hit that bubble. 2 players for either team present. And that will be sent into the midfield on this clear. But Drummel attempting to grab that disc, actually needs to get rid of it, or else the stun. Nicely done from Snake. Another half a second, that probably would have been a 3-point lined up. And not something that they could afford to concede. That would have brought the Orbits within a point. But Kazi, or the Orbits here, spreading the floor nicely. Like to see that. And knowing they still have some time to work with. So if they can bring this style of play into that bubble as well, where they all get that approached around the same time, give them some passing options, things like that. That said, a turnover will occur, and Dolomane taking it away. Dolo to that right trap, just missing Facade's arms, but they'll still be able to recover, I think, at the end of the day there, as Mr. Mitt takes it. Dolomane now, right back at him. Brody's saying, yeah, it's doing good. That's super, man. He does good. The Polo over to Drummel. Drummel back to the station, hitting King Killer. The Stacks attempting to get back on the defensive end, and you see 1 player for Omega retreating all the way to the goal, just recognizing the situation, which is to say, down or up by 4 points. Of course, they do not want to give up any threes, because now, worst case scenario, you're going to make the Orbits score 3 times in order to win. So definitely a wise thing. Do not want to concede any 3-pointers. In fact, that was a theme in the match that we just casted about an hour ago, Luke and I here on Channel 1, where a game winner was hit at the very, very last second. And because it was a 3, it was a 1-point win for the other team. Leaving that goal a little bit too uncovered, so those are the things you want to avoid. That said, avoiding with a miniature Joker train for a moment there was the Orbits. 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so if they're going to come back in this round, they will need to score rather soon here on this stream. Otherwise, they'll be seeing themselves at a disadvantage going into round 2. But into the trap be taken by Kazi for Orbits. On the opposite side of the floor, spaced out, is King. King Killer trying to send a soft one, maybe off the bounce, a rebound by Drummel. Drummel down that drum line into the Polo's arms. The Polo looking for a pass. King Killer needs to convert, but killing them, it's Mr. Mitt with the defensive mitts. That's a big save there, and that most likely just secured them the round. One more shot flung, and just sailing past. Rebound will have some success, so Mr. Mitt playing defense, playing offense makes a lot of sense to me. It's 8-2, and Omega Cosmonauts will be able to secure this round momentarily. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Brody in the VRML team saying, we visited Concrete Team. You played against Concrete Team, or you're on Concrete Team? But yeah, cool. Glad to have you on teams, and like I said, growing week by week, month by month here in VR Master League. 400 teams, thousands of players. So yeah, every week getting larger. Always a pleasure to see. Into this first round score screen here, courtesy IgniteVR.gg, providing those statistics, those metrics that you see. And even providing me. I am courtesy of Ignite. I'm also Palidore. Now that said, for the stats here, you can see those 2 points apiece. Nice distribution, I gotta say, for the entire squad of Omega Cosmonauts. Everyone getting in on the fun, on the action. Mr. Mitt putting in some good plays, also got an assist and that save, the save that turned into a 2-pointer at the other end. So really nice string along of plays put right there from him. But yeah, we'll be on the Orbit side of things. 2 points for Kazi, as well as a save and a steal, 12 stuns. 11 stuns for Polo. King Killer with 1 assist and 2 saves. 9 stuns for Drummel. King Killer playing some pretty good defense, for sure. Now, interesting to note, though, I mean, possession time, pretty much equal there, 51% to 49%. The shot attempts, though, that's where the story is, right? Only 4 points of a difference between these two teams. And so you've got to figure those extra shot attempts that you saw, or that you're seeing on the stat screen there, that will, in fact, be a huge difference maker. 7 shots taken for the Cosmonauts, only 3 shots there for Orbits. So I did like what I saw from Orbits in terms of their midfield. Once they got control of the disc, they were spaced out nicely and attempting those passes. But once they got into the bubble, there were a couple of times where they did go kind of outnumbered or didn't have that next pass lined up already. So if they can tweak that, fix that up a little bit here, tightening up their offense and also their stacks once they lose the disc, I think they'll be just fine here as we get off on the second round. Joust. And with that said, first possession does go to Orbits, at least momentarily. They try to grab the handles back, slinging it way along the line to the opposite side. Now stolen here by Snake. So Snake into the midfield. That'll bounce a few different ways. And gradually into the trench where Dolo's able to recover. The goal is actually a bit open, bouncing it waywards. And that'll bounce into a rebound from Facade. Facade being stunned, though, by Kazi. Doing a good job defensively there to meet him in that outer reach of the bubble. But you can see for Cosmonauts, pretty efficient in terms of getting their stacks and getting back into those loose disc oftentimes. You can see here, Mitt trying to leech off. Meanwhile, Dolo with that light boost on the floor is able to rebound. Into the midfield, off that cloud. Again, an open shot opportunity potentially. Snakaboo looking to line that up and nearly there, but off that backboard and to the rebound by that wedge. Facade now able to take the rebound, but good defense from Polo. Now Kazi with a snag on the disc. Dolomane though contesting as well, able to recover. That'll be a deep fling, just missing the arms and almost doing some great harm. Still might just yet as Polo takes it away. Facade trying to brawl out a little bit, but Kazi able to receive that pass. And now clear into the self-recovery, in fact, for Drummel. Interception though from Mitt. Nice job to place himself on the midline. Meanwhile, it's Polo with a grab back here. A couple minutes expended here in this matchup. On this cool Tuesday evening. Not really, it's actually very hot right now. At least where I am, but... Of course, anytime we got matches, it's always a cool thing, I guess. So... Snakaboo into the midfield, passing it off to Facade. Facade may have a breakaway play here. There is actually one goalie present, so Facade will have to line up a pass. You see, patiently trying to wait for the teammates to stack up into the bubble. But unable to find that accuracy on the pass, unfortunately, so they're going to be stacking down the floor once more. Now grabbed by Facade. And they'll go right back at it. So still scoreless here, capped off. What's up, Wolf? How's it going? Not to be confused for Wolfo again. Not this time. But glad to have such a well-moderated player in the chat nonetheless. How's your day been? Been a week or so, I think, since I've seen you. Of course, we had the break week, so that'll do it. We only had the challenger match last week, and of course, those challenger matches were stellar. So hopefully you tuned in for those because there were some really awesome matches, especially in day 2, as we get a long 3. No, just missing rebound, finding Mr. Mitt. Not gonna quit. No, sir. 3 minutes in, they found their first goal in the second round. But yeah, over the weekend we had those really competitive challengers matches. Of course, congratulations to Kronos and Aj making their way into the Master Division over in Europe. Getting this joust though into the offense for Orbits, hopefully, but no, they actually lose it out. So a recovery from King Killer, but a snag back by Snake. Snake with a take. Oh, a mistake, but then the second time is in fact going to pay off for the 2. Lost the handles a bit, but was able to recover quickly. Credit to Snakaboo. Of course, on the North American side, we had those stellar matches as, wow, what a joust coming in. Anomaly able to retain their master position, and Spaghetti earning their master position back, I suppose. They were master team last season, of course, and now those matches also super exciting. Snakaboo there, just a nice duck move, dipping underneath the defense, anchoring around, but King Killer with a thriller of a save off that anchor. Not the easiest type of saves to make, but it will get the job done as they go down the floor. Glad to hear you like Challenger Cup, Wolf. I'm doing well, yeah. Got 5 streams last night, getting in 3 or 4 here tonight. Even more if more matches get scheduled across the later portions of the evening. So yeah, into the second half of our season. Seems like it's going by in a blink of an eye almost. But my priority definitely to get more and more of these casts in. Finish out strong. Mr. Mitt trying to finish out this round strong. We're at the exact halfway point now of this match. And Omega Cosmonauts in position to potentially win this one. The Orbits just not able to get their offense going as much as they would have liked. The defense has been nice at junctures. That one will be punctured, though, through Snakaboo. By Snakaboo, I should say. So the one defender over at that post was definitely there. But just by an inch, missed the grab on the player and the disc. So that enabled the walk-in goal one-on-one with the goalkeeper. For 25 remaining. And the joust not quite able to hit, so back to the bubble. This could be another one of those turnovers, and Orbits just struggling to get on the board as of yet. But Drummel trying to perhaps contest and maybe even pummel Mr. Mitt. Let's see. Will at least force a long-range pass, making it tough on the catch on the other end. So nice job there playing the full court defense from Orbits. Although they will send it right back into Facade's arms. Meanwhile, Dolomane for Omega Cosmonauts trying to cause some disruption on the goalkeepers before positioning out right above the clock and right at the barrier. This is nice positioning to give them some multiple options. Mr. Mitt there taking a shot, ambitious it was, and King Killer showing the propensity for defense city inside the game again and inside the goal. It's a couple of saves this round for the Orbits, but as has been too often the case, the turnovers not really able to produce the goals. But that said, knocking it loose, Kazi being stunned and again being denied some opportunities. Up high, it's Pummel. Sorry, Drummel. Getting caught up in my own puns now. As Polo takes the disc away over at the Cloud. Just trying to line up their offense. They're spaced pretty well here. But the passes, you see the pass is kind of not communicated as well as the positioning. So trying to find that a long-range heave. This could be a good look. It's going to be a tough one, however, as Kazi's unable to convert, being sent into the midfield by that trench. So Dolo now on a clear. That's going to bounce and ping right near that goal. Maybe a perfect setup for Snake. Snake looking up, but being dinged. Rebound by Facade. Trying to hit that backboard as well. Still unable to collect their points. At this juncture, I mean, they're not even in a position where they're necessarily worried to score. Scores would be nice, but at the pace it's going, they know that they do have a decent advantage. A good dusty move from Dolomane, unable to produce a drive, but Mr. Mitt able to recover as well. And still yet these teams finding themselves in some bubble chaos. Certainly both ways. And you know, this is where I think, again, just the progression of teams, you'll see as they get their chemistry in line, you'll see them rise the ranks even more and more. Currently here in the Silver Division. And we're definitely seeing pieces of the puzzle put together from both teams. But just not able to kind of string it all up in a row is a thing. So we've seen some good saves, but they have not been able to follow it up is all with the stacks and the offense. Similarly, we see some of these great positioned drives on offense where they have players positioned left, right, and center. You know, they have the pass lanes available, which is great. Just not able to connect on all the passes necessarily once they go out. So, as I say, you know, one piece of the puzzle is there. You just got to put the rest of it together either way. And again, that's the beauty, though, of Echo Arena. So much footage to study, and that said, no one in the goal, so they're going to put that one into the bottom pocket. Mr. Mitt, who's been doing some great work across both rounds, honestly. And yeah, pointing out there was a disconnect, it looked like. I don't know who it was, but some player was hanging on the trench for a while, seemingly immobile. But looking like that, maybe the player is indeed back. Yeah, all 8 players on the field right now, moving about. As Snakeboo moves into the orange zone. Looking for maybe a double-digit advantage in this last minute of play. Dusty attempt, a break attempt, in fact, as Snakeboo looks away and plays it down as we play this round out. Snakeboo able to maneuver quite effectively. See just the dodge, the look behind, and then the throw ahead. 10-point victory it's looking like it will be, unless a quick score comes here for Orbits rather soon. On that note, into the midfield, last seconds ticking down. Polo, they can make their first goal here, get some silver lining points to end this stream, but looks like that will not be the case, so winning it in the 2 rounds, it's Omega Cosmonauts. Now, this is the second time I do believe I've been able to cast Omega, and well, they have provided their win here tonight. Well, off into the score screen, again, courtesy of IgniteVR.gg. Shout out to our sponsors here for VRML Season 4 and HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, ProTube VR, VR Cover, and Rebuff Reality. Always appreciate them for the opportunities to the communities. And from my end of things, I'm just thankful for you guys joining me, keeping me company, and of course, supporting the teams throughout these streams. That's a big thing too, right? It's always fun being able to follow these teams and their progression up the ladder as they climb. Because so many of the teams that we saw, as I mentioned during Challenger Cup, that we see in the High Diamond Division and in Master Division, it was only months ago or a year ago. These were the same players that were climbing their way through, Bronze, Silver, gold and diamond. Of course, this season we also have platinum division integrated. But the point is, VRML has been around in Echo Arena for 2 years almost now, coming up on 2 years. And yeah, so many of those players at the top of the leaderboards and the top of the divisions, they indeed were in these ranks and following that progression. So hence why, we love to stream all the teams that we can and just kind of follow who the standouts are as they make their names known on stream. Certainly today, as you see, Cosmonauts were able to have some success, plenty of it, but definitely King Killer, a stick out for the Orbits, I will say, despite the loss. 6 saves, and they were some good ones as well. A couple of assists, steals, doing some good work defensively, certainly. For Kazi, had the 4 points, the 4 saves and 2 steals, 43 stuns. That's a mighty fine stat line for Kazi, who is the captain here for the Orbits, and doing some nice work as well. Polo putting in a save, 40 big stuns, and Drummel with 31 stuns contributing there. For Omega Cosmonauts, the winner of this 2-round series, it was Dolomane with 4 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, 2 steals, and 34 stuns. Mr. Mitt, who had a very impressive stat line, suffice to say, 8 points, 2 assists, 2 saves, and 47 stuns. So some offense and defense provided. Meanwhile, Facade with 4 points, 1 assist, and 11 stuns. And Snakeaboo leading the offense for either team with 10 points and 3 assists. Also very impressive. So not only making points, but content to share the love and the offensive duties. 6 steals as well. So hey, midfield defense was a thing, along with the 38 stuns. But with that, they will advance for Omega Cosmonauts to 6 and 5. So back on the positive win ratio here in VRML Season 4. And the Orbits, they will fall to 5 and 6. So not too far behind. They can still definitely rebound as we go into the latter portions of this week. But that said, that will do it for me here. Nate Appleton pointing out the tons of stuns, as well as Sizzle. A lot of drizzles of the stuns, indeed. Yeah, for a 2-round series, that's a pretty hefty amount of stuns, honestly. But in any case, before I do part off here, just to keep you guys informed on the scheduling side of things, we have at the top of the hour on Channel 2, Monologue versus Team Pain. In the Bronze Division, but a very highly hype-voted match. Had something around 14 votes, I believe. And like I said, we pay attention to that. So anyone wanting to get your games streamed more and more, especially if you're a team who doesn't get to be streamed often as you would like, or you're playing in the busy time slots, use those hype votes, because we will absolutely factor it in as much as we can, and that is to say pretty often. So Monologue versus Team Pain, that's at the top of the hour, about 30 minutes away on Channel 2. And following that on Channel 1, in about 1 hour and a half from now, a much anticipated match between Flare and the Los Angeles Destroyers in the Diamond Division. Of course, the Los Angeles Destroyers we just saw in the Challenger Cups a few days ago in some extremely competitive and tightly played matches, going down to the 3rd rounds, last minutes, things like that, against this team in Flare. Which is a team composed of certainly master caliber players. And in fact, Flare is a team by name who has had a lot of VRML history across all of our seasons. So captained by Voodoo, as well as Newt, Titan, and Vanzi rounding out that roster. All players who have either been at the Master Division or have been very close to the Master Division in, this season and prior. So you're going to want to tune in for that one for sure. Again, that's about 1 hour and a half from now on Channel 1. But until then, I've been Palidore. Shout out to Retep Worm and Newton Dad over on Channel 2, who also were streaming a match there. Between, who was it? Hunter and Digital. But yeah, so until our next matches in half an hour, I've been Palidore. You guys have been great. Be happy, healthy, safe, and be good to each other. And I'm going to see you again pretty soon. Have a good one.
And we're underway.
Season 4 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, VRware, Rebuff Reality, VR Cover, and ProTube VR.
Also brought to you by Wolf.